I am struggling. Turn that off. Well, see, I wanted. Yep, and then you're not going to be able to see it. All right, well, either way, here I am. It's Tuesday morning, 10 a.m., and this is my mental health podcast with Jersey Stroud. First off, good morning to everybody who tunes in. I will start off with my normal disclaimer that I am not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, and I started this podcast so that I could share my experiences through mental health and drug addiction with people who might also be struggling. I would like to first do the three things I am grateful for. One, and it's probably going to be this every week, but I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for YouTube. I'm grateful for my friends and family and the people out there that are supporting me. I'm grateful for the chance to be able to do this. I love being able just to hit record and go. Second thing I am grateful for is today. I'm grateful I woke up. I got to stretch. I got to drink water. I got to brush my teeth. I'm grateful for that. Simply that I can do those things. The third thing I am grateful for is the weather. I am in Michigan, as many of you know, and we have caught a break. There's no snow on the ground right now, and it is the middle of December. So, um, the fact that I can still ride my bike and not have an issue or not be as freezing cold as normal is something really, really well, or something really good to me. Those are the three things I'm grateful for. And the reason I do that, and I was told yesterday, so this isn't, I don't have the bibliography or anything, but it's been shown in studies that every day, if you start your day off with what you're grateful for and a few things you're grateful for, it can drastically help your outlook on life. And I can vouch for that just from doing it. The program I've been working for about 7 or 8 months is very keen on gratitude. It is Gratitude is an attitude and is an action word. So to get up every day and to start my and just like I start my podcast off every Tuesday, the three things I am grateful for, even in squalor, even in hard times, I can be grateful. I was thinking about it yesterday, and let's say I'm outside caught in a rainstorm and I don't like to get wet. I can still be grateful that it's not snow. I can still be grateful about something that doesn't necessarily seem like you'd be grateful for it. And another thing with gratitude is that I've learned to be grateful for what I have and what I don't have. So it takes a perspective shift on gratitude. There's the beginning of that. All right, we're at 4 minutes. Now, I wanted to do a little something different for Is It Recyclable this week. I've been doing common packaging, stuff like that around the house, but I wanted to remind people other things that are recyclable that we may not be so familiar with, such as glasses, iframes. This is, I believe, like a polycarbonate material, and you can recycle eyeglasses at, I believe, Walmart has the drop-off points. Um, the Lions Club will take back eyeglasses if anybody has a chapter near them. One site, Goodwill, will take prescription glasses. And the second thing I have on my list for is it recyclable? Printer cartridges. Now, I don't think very many of us have a printer left in our house, but if you do run across a printer cartridge, remember that those are not only recyclable but can be repurposed also. So, Office Depot, Staples, probably any big box store like that, you're able to recycle. Oh, and it says the United States Postal Service, they will take empty toner and inkjet cartridges. So I think that is a good reminder. So eyeglasses, empty toner and printer cartridges. And then one other thing, and I have to look into it, but what do you guys do with your empty medication bottles? I have oodles of them, and I'm coming up with ideas to do different things with them, maybe for some sprouts, maybe for, I use them for organization quite a bit. But what I want to hear from you guys, what do you do with your empty medication bottles as far as repurposing? Now, I know we can recycle them, but what about repurposing them? I would like to hear from my viewers on that. So, with that being said, and I need to get better at getting this to flow, but that gets us through the yes. I'm sure a lot of people do, Bjorn. That gets us through the first little bit of what I'm grateful for, and the is it recyclable. Now I'm kind of going into this next one haphazardly, but in the description I put it as how I live day to day as a new and improved me. And what I really want to do, and I've already touched on some of this in episode 1, but there are some very significant changes in my everyday life that contribute greatly to a more positive and a better setup for every day. One is sleep. Now, see, I don't know if you guys are going to see that normal or not. To me, it's backwards. Oh well, you live and you learn. Sleep is not only so important for bodies to recharge and to grow and to have your brain just kind of decompress and go through your normal motions. We're all kind of pretty familiar with that. But thank you, um, killers. So sleep is, I wanted to elaborate on what's helping me with my sleep. Now, my talk therapist mentioned this, but 30 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour before you go to bed, it's been helping me to limit my screen time, pull back on my screen time, pull back, turn the TV off, have it down. I used to be terrible sleeping with the TV on. And now, when I'm ready, when I'm like going to sleep, I turn the TV off. That makes a huge difference. 30 minutes or so before bed, I limit my screen time. I cut back on the use of electronics to let my brain slow down. I also, over the years, have kept my bed as only a sleeping or bedtime activities. I try not to eat. I try not to, well, you'll see I do some projects and stuff on it. It is a work surface, but your bed is for sleeping, and it really can help if you get your body and your mind accustomed to that. Because then, when you get down to the end of the day and you're working on your schedule, your sleep schedule, that makes a big difference, because then your body knows. It's like if you have a toddler or a little kid, you know, and you go for a walk before bedtime, that walk instinctively gets the child's mind ready for bedtime. They may not know it. They may not know it, but it does. And we have that same recoil. We have that same, when I relax and when I know it's the end of the night and I know I'm going to be sleeping to rest, that's when that's what the bed is for. So sleep is probably my number one on my list of how I live different and what contributes the most these days. Two, and this is the hardest one because man, my relationship with food has been an up and down one in my life, especially after I got so I have done a couple small periods in Ottawa County Jail, and um, boy, my relationship with food when I got out of jail that first time, you go, have you ever like, okay, so one, you can't open your cell door. Two, let alone if you could, you couldn't get through the next 15 doors to then get to a refrigerator to open it and feed yourself. It's insane to not be able to feed yourself. We kind of take that for granted, but in the middle of the night when we're hungry and we have a little rumble and we get up and we go and we eat a snack and we do that and we go lay back down, but that gets taken away. That's something that people uh, maybe don't. I dropped the cap to my marker. That's something that people might not bring up that much because food is a funny topic. Uh, Yeah, thank you. And I appreciate the viewers that do understand what I'm talking about, because that sucks, man, you know? And then so gotta stay on track. Number two, we're gonna put diet. A healthy relationship with food. You know, and you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a nutritional guru and do everything by the book 110%. But what I want to bring to your attention here are the very significant outliers. Like I was just saying, overeating, eating too close before bedtime, because you have to remember our bodies, we're not burning that energy. So we're putting fuel in our body, and then we're doing our sleep routine and we're laying down and we're not using any energy to burn those calories, so it just gets metabolized into sugar. And depending on what we're eating, it is um it's easier for our bodies if we're not, if we're eating and then we're using the fuel and we're actually putting it to use. So with that being in mind, not only when we eat, but also what we eat. Now, anybody out there with a diesel truck isn't going to go put unleaded gas. Okay, I'm going to get to that one in a second. That's a good comment right there. So nobody's going to go put unleaded gas in a diesel truck. It just doesn't work. So why would we take our bodies and put in complete junk, right? And I'm in recovery. I'm a recovering addict. I've smoked soap before, right? Nobody's going to admit that. I have done terrible things to my body. The fact that I can eat a salad now and feel good, the fact that I can drink apple juice, I can have protein, these things make a huge difference in my everyday life as me. And these are the things that I have to keep going. The building blocks don't just stop after the foundation. You keep going up, you keep building. And you're not going to change your building materials. You're not going to use foundation, really good bricks, and then go to some shite. No. So we have to remember that with our bodies every day. And there's, oops, sorry, I gotta quit that. And there's another really good point. Um, when you're hungry, so another thing like eating before bed, and I'm glad that I was gonna bring that up. Water. People don't realize, dude. why, yeah, your body is craving water. And I've been in my nighttime schedule being able to drink, um, man, I'm all flustered today. I've been in my schedule, my daily schedule, been able to drink adequate amounts of water, and it has made such a difference. So diet, sleep, the quality of sleep, not oversleeping or undersleeping, the quality of the diet, and then as it was brought up, some people eat once all day long and then that's it for the whole day. Try spreading that out, because that if that's your gas, you're not putting gas in your car and then using it all at once. You're putting gas in your car and then you're using it throughout your week, and then you're redoing it, but you keep up. Just think of your body like a car. Now I know some of us might not be that great at cars. I don't own a car. I don't know if I'll ever own a car again. Well, I'm gonna own a car again. But preventative maintenance and daily maintenance keep things going better. If I start to see that I'm not getting sleep, if I spend a week where I've kind of got a crappy diet, and well, no, I don't think I'm a dietitian. And if you have negative comments, like, once again, I started this podcast is simply about me. I don't know anything about anything other than my life. So I don't think me explaining what I've went through has anything to do with my intellect or what I know. It just has to do with the experience I've lived through that I'm sharing. So hopefully with that, it gets all of the wrinkles out of the rug. Um, Not a dietitian either, not a doctor, not a dietitian, not a medical professional, but I've lived one hell of a life. 38 years old. I have, I took my first drink at 13. I took my first Xanax at 14. I smoked crack for my first time at 19. And all I know is that it's been a hell of a climb out of the holes I dug myself. So if I can pass on some wisdom or insight, then that's what I'm going to do. And and I'm not even sure that oh man, you guys got me caught up. I'm not even sure why this means so much to me. I'm figuring that out as I go. But I will say that this is what I'm going to continue doing because it feels good to express and share my knowledge. It's not a pissing match, it's not a competition. Hopefully, with time and positive attitude, um, that my message can reach people who need it. And if you don't need it and it's too hard to go in one ear and out the other, good for you, keyboard warriors. Get on that. I love it. Um, I'm really grateful. Okay, so I get back to that. Thing number 3. So we have a sleep schedule, we have a diet, and then I don't want to put so it's exercise, but not what people might think of the word exercise. What I've been able to incorporate in my daily routine is stretching. And I know a lot of people that do yoga and have used yoga quite a bit. I've heard of I think it's called recovery dharma, or I know there's yoga and stuff that is more towards different things. So you can go to maybe a yoga class that's more recovery. You can go to one that's more different onsets. So remember that when you're picking, because I looked into one on the north side of where I live, and I wasn't very comfortable with the person, so I'm still looking. But I stretch every day. When I get up, I just have to stretch. It feels good. Think about it. I mean, what would be a funny example? And yeah, right there, 7 foot, 300 pounds, bad back in yoga. Gee, it's just a different form of stretching. Yeah. And so everybody, there it is. This is the motivation that I want to bring, and I'm glad somebody's participating in a positive way. We're capable of it. We can stretch, we can do yoga, we can recover, we can be healthy, we can live after a divorce, we can recreate ourselves after we dig out of the bottom of a hole. All of this is possible. So with sleep, diet, exercising at your own will and what you're comfortable with. I have terrible knees, so I can't run. I don't like to run. Swimming is a low impact exercise and workout on them. These are the things. Now, okay, I get super scattered, but one last thing. So we have sleep, diet, stretching or exercise, and um, I'm gonna lump it all into one and then explain it. But we need to have self care, and I'm gonna go as far as to say self care and love. I don't know how many other grown adults will admit online, but I struggle my ass off to brush my teeth every day. I can kind of judge how depressed I am. I can judge what kind of mood I'm in that, or wearing deodorant. Screw deodorant. I used to joke that they have to pay me more to wear deodorant. Why would I want to? But it makes you feel better about yourself if you smell good, if your teeth are clean. Oh, hell, the lady at the dentist scared me so much a year ago. I've been flossing, floss every day. Sometimes I floss on days I don't even brush because it just feels good. Well, no, usually if I floss, I can brush my teeth. Um, but my gums have quit bleeding. My sensitivity has went down. So self care and self love comes in a lot of different things. My dad and stepmom taught me growing up. So wearing clothes, wearing just nice clothes, dressing nicely, carrying yourself nicely. Don't have a lot of holes and tears, stains. Um, Lift yourself up with these positive things you can do every day. And and not every day looks the same. We are all going to have we are all going to have ups and downs. We're all going to look a little bit different when sometimes we're even going through the same things. But there's one thing that's undeniable between all of this, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I don't care what race, color, religion, creed, we're all humans. We are all on the same planet, and we are all trying to make it the best we can. And we have to put ourselves first to do that. We're no good to other people. Broken can't fix broken. Empty glass can't fill an empty glass. So that's why today I wanted to touch on a couple things or a handful of things that keep a difference in my everyday life going. Now, last half a minute, shameless plug. I have my GoFundMe for my hats. Minimum, if you donate $25 or more, that is a hat order. My son right now is working on a hoodie, which is super cool. I can't wait for that to come out. And functionalartforms.com is the website. I also have a recycling project in the mix, so keep an eye out for that. There will be all of my normal shenanigans throughout the week on YouTube, and I will be back. At the very latest, you will see me Tuesday at 10 a.m. I appreciate everybody who has commented and who has been here. Um, you know, this is all I want to do is broadcast myself and share my story. And if I can get a little better at organizing it to tell it, then we're gonna go somewhere. Um, next week, I believe. Uh, Next week, I believe I'm going to get into a little bit of what I know on Venn diagrams and using them to separate what I have control over, what I don't, and everything else. So, thank you very much to everybody who watched. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Happy holidays. And remember, gratitude is an attitude. Thank you very much. Have a great day. I don't know how to stop it. People are like, what are you doing? Oh, hey, can I have good? Thank you. I will. I don't know what is this. Oh, chat filter. I don't know how to stop it.